guys, thanks for taking the time to check out my channel. Today we're going to talk about this beautiful fluffy tail I have here on my desk. No, you need to move, little buddy. Move! Thank you, little guy. Today, instead of talking about something new, we're going to take a look at something old, and I thought it'd be a great time, since we have the Transformers Kingdom figures around the corner, to look back at some of the older Beast Wars figures. Today I wanted to review or talk about the Cheetor molds. Specifically, the 10th anniversary mold is what we'll talk about today, and we'll do some comparisons as much as we can with closed boxes, because I'm not opening those other two, and with the Tigertron figure. And I hope you guys enjoy. So the 10th anniversary Cheetor was part of a line that came out a while ago, a long time ago, to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Beast Wars series, and it was a wave of 6 figures that were all deluxes, that were double the price of the originals, by the way, but they came with DVDs, which I don't have any of them anymore. They all, God knows where they went. And pieces to build Transmutate, the character that was in one episode that blew up at the end of it, which I do still have, thank goodness. So the figures in that wave were all done up in more show accurate colors. Compared to, I guess the closest thing we have to the original is the Takara one, and this is not an identical release. From what I'm told, it's not an identical release to the Hasbro one. Everyone can hear you. About a few months later, maybe a year later, in their version of more show accurate colors, so I don't know how accurate it is to the original, but as you can see between the two, seeing as this is the closest thing we have to an original release, is that this one here has more of a shiny...
Grimlock, for the love of God!
So this 10th anniversary has, I'm not sure how well it's coming out on camera, it's sort of a shiny, almost pearlescent, maybe even slightly metallic sheen to it. The spots are in the exact same place as with the original release, but it definitely has a weird... And one thing I noticed when I first got this figure, which I was really excited for, when I first got this figure, when I actually the whole line itself, I mean, the plastics felt cheaper, they felt thinner, and they felt lighter. And I know this because I do have the Tigertron to compare it to, and when you pick up the Tigertron and when you pick up the Cheetor, the Tigertron does feel a little heavier. I don't know if it's just me. Even though he's missing his gut gun, I mean, I have it, it's just torn in half. He just feels a little heftier. I don't know what kind of plastic they used. I know it's the exact same mold, so it's the same amount of plastic, but for some reason it just feels a little lighter and it feels cheaper. And I wouldn't put it past Hasbro, honestly. They all have from that line a gigantic maximal symbol just kind of put there somewhere randomly, and it really says for trying to be more show accurate, adding that maximal symbol just really takes away from that, I think. And so Cheetor obviously transforms into a cheetah, but it barely resembles a cheetah. It's a very chunky, blocky, generic looking cat. So the Cheetors all have the same spots in the same places, but Shadow Panther is just a straight black redeco with some silver. With Tigertron, though, he actually has a unique stripe pattern, and he's a white tiger in the cartoon, but he's kind of cream colored as a toy. In terms of posability, there really isn't much to speak of. I mean, his legs do move, but that's part of transformation. That's another thing about this figure, is it's very stiff in certain places, and I think it's the plastics. It's not that I haven't touched it in years. It's just that it's not that I haven't posed it in years. It's just that the plastics I feel are very cheap. The legs back here do move as well, but not very much. And these are just his legs in robot mode, so they're supposed to move. And that's it for posability, which is... It's got a million spots on the darn thing, but if you look at the waist right here, there's no spots. So that kind of sticks out to me. Robot bits are hanging out there. There's the front of his legs. And you can see his gut gun sticking out. You can even see his little mutant mask head right there. So, for the most part, I guess they do a good job of hiding everything except for the back piece right there. That's it for beast mode, I guess. Same thing with Tigertron. Just the application of stripes is pretty cool. I like it. Big feet, tiny front legs, blocky. Doesn't look much like a tiger. I think all the first wave of Beast War figures had some sort of gimmick or action to kind of increase their playability. And it looks like Cheetor has a water gun. So you fill this one with water, just press this, sucks up water. Press it again, shoots the water out. Here is the 10th anniversary Cheetor next to the original release of Tigertron. And I don't know if you can see it, but you can see all the little scratch marks he has here, 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 on his wrist. The tail has like a bite mark on it. Someone bit it. His chin is all scratched up. And remember what I said about floppy? Yeah, look at that. Oh my goodness. With quick draw action. Oh, that's cool. Okay, you can see the differences in paint applications from one character to another. You can see that instead of the dark deep blue, they used silver. Although they didn't cover the leg completely like they did with Cheetor. It goes completely around. See, it stops right there. Cream colored, obviously. Toes are different. It's like a aqua, I would say, teal. I don't know. I'm not up on colors, on the names of all colors. What else do we got? The crotch plate is silver, dark blue, deep blue, whatever. The face is silver. It's got a lot of teal applications here and there. It's almost actually applied in the same way, minus the leg over here. But there's no really stand out parts there's no parts that are clearly absolutely different besides the stripe patterns. But yeah, the only difference I really see is like different colors, obviously, but the way the legs are applied. If that makes any sense. Does that make sense? Again, I only have the Cheetor card. I'm not gonna open it, but if the packaging is true, if the packaging isn't lying to us, then this is how we're gonna compare it. So besides being a different shade of yellow, paint applications are a bit different. The blue is different as well, as you can see. It's not a shimmery metallic-y sort of blue. It's also kind of a brighter blue, as you can see from the pictures. Can you see from the pictures? It's a brighter blue, yeah. And if you take a look there, the forearms right there are actually gold, which is actually pretty show accurate. They told you this is more show accurate, but they made some mistakes here and there. I mean, what's with the forearms? The biceps should be gold, like this is. But then they didn't get it right either because they're missing a gold on the biceps as well. But they did get the eyes right. The eyes are supposed to be red, so that's good. While this stays green. This is more like the original Cheetor that had the green eyes. And then even his thighs should have some gold paint on it as well. And if we're looking, I do have the Masterpiece Cheetor, so that is the most show accurate Cheetor that we have. So the forearms and the biceps are gold. They are indeed gold. While the 10th anniversary arms are not. Although they did get the legs right, because it does kind of wrap around like that. You see how it goes almost completely around the leg and it stops here. The crotch is fine. Yeah, they could have done a better job with the gut gun. I mean, if I'm paying double the price, why doesn't the gut gun look like this gut gun? Why isn't it pink on the inside? Is that really that hard? Does paint not stay on squeezable plastic like that? I don't know. The helmet is gold on the Masterpiece, while it's not on this Cheetor. The eyes are red. The eyes are green. The maximal symbol here is red. Here it's just a blob of the blue they've been using, the metallic blue. So for being touted as show accurate, I think they kind of failed in that regard. Before we move on to articulation, there's one thing I want to show off. All the first year Beast War figures had, if you don't already know this, mutant masks or mutant faces. This is Cheetor's mutant head. Just flip it down like that. There you go. It looks very bug-like, doesn't it? And they actually painted the eyes on this. That's cool. It's green. It's got like little horns, or I guess a mouth pincher. And it's got some weird ears. So I actually really did like the mutant mask concept. Is Tigertron's version using the same focus. It has silver eyes, and again, it's got those weird mandibles. I think it's supposed to be some kind of insect. And actually, on the packaging for Tigertron, that's how they show him in the artwork, I think. So for the articulation on this thing, so that these Beast Wars figures had amazing articulation for the time. I mean, compared to the original Transformers figures, they just blew them out of the water with their 5 to 4 joints. These figures started using ball joints. Oh my gosh, what a difference. What a difference. So the head can swivel left to right. It can technically look down, but that's because he's turning into his mutant mask mode. the shoulders are on a ball joint, so they have a good amount of range. Check that out, my goodness. 90s figure. The hinges here that are used for transformation into beast mode, these hinges double as a butterfly joint, so you can get a good amount. Although I really wish that there was some way to lock them into place. Sometimes it bugs me that I'm trying to pose them, and then the whole hinge just moves with it. That's a problem with all the Cheetor figures, or this cat mold, I guess. The elbow is on a hinge joint, and it goes all the way, it goes that far back, but that's because of transformation. But hey, I'm not complaining. There is a joint right here, a swivel, so the arm does spin around like that, so you can get some really good poses out of this Cheetor figure. The waist can go all the way around when the crotch plate is not down. Again, that's for transformation, but it does add more movement. So if you want to lift the crotch plate up, then you can get a full 360 rotation. The thighs, they are a bit hindered by, oh no, I guess not. You can do a full-on kick right there. Look at that. I remember it being kind of stopped by, oh yeah. So it goes that far back, and it goes that far forward. It stops, there we go, that's what I was thinking of. It stops because of how thick the thigh is in the front, and then the top of the waist right there. So that does stop by. But hey, you do get a nice kick out of that. There is a joint right there, a little swivel, so you can spin it around again for transformation, but hey. And then there is a knee joint, bends that far back, does not bend forward at all. So let's look back at the Cheetor mold that was heavily used in the late 90s. I think this one is tied with Dinobot for most amount of repaints. There's Cheetor, Takara Cheetor, Tigertron, Takara Tigertron, Shadow Panther, 10th Anniversary Cheetor, Fox Kids Cheetor, and the Telemoka Cheetor. I'm sure I'm missing one of mention. Sadly, I only have the 4 to compare, but hey, you have one, you have them all technically. This is the same, it's the same figure. I think it has a really ugly, terrible looking beast mode, but I do love the robot mode. I think it's great for its time. I think it's still pretty great for today. I mean, it's got great posability. I mean, mine is still pretty tight, the joints are. I'm just sad that I had to wait 10 years before I got a Cheetor I could play with. I mean, this one I got right after I got this Tigertron at a anime convention, very small one at CSUN, for a really amazingly cheap price, along with the Shadow Panther. The guy was just trying to get rid of him at that point, and now they go for a lot more. So now I'm hesitant to open it up. I don't know why I didn't open it up when I first got it. I think it was because I knew it might be worth something one day. I don't know, but I think it's a great figure, despite the fact that it has cheap plastics. I think it's a great mold, and if you don't already have one, I would say get one. I can't wait to get the new Cheetor and do some kind of comparison to see how time has made things better, hopefully. Anyways, that's my look back on the Cheetor mold. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please check out the other ones that are coming out soon, hopefully, if I don't get lazy.